The Army has released suicide numbers for the month of October. Among active duty soldiers, there were 16 potential suicides last month. The determination of the cause of death is still pending. In September, the Army reported 7 potential suicide cases. 3 have been confirmed and 4 remain under investigation. Over the next year, a DoD task force will be looking at more ways to prevent military suicides, and officials say one area of focus will be resilience training. Defense Secretary Robert Gates got a behind-the-scenes look at the newest all-terrain vehicles, known as the MATVs, when he toured a production plant Thursday in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. The Secretary walked along rows of engines and machinery and then visited the company's test track. After touring the facility, the Secretary thanked its employees, saying their work is saving lives in Afghanistan.
What is taking place here is an amazing display of industry and dedication to the war effort. The MATV's lighter weight, independent suspension system, and greater off-road mobility is well suited to Afghanistan's rugged terrain and will make a real difference in our operations there.
The Oshkosh plant is contracted to produce more than 6,600 MATVs, many of which are slated for Afghanistan. The Secretary also announced that he has created a task force aimed at decreasing the threat from roadside bombs in Afghanistan. Meanwhile, the Taliban has claimed responsibility for a suicide bombing outside of Camp Phoenix, which is a major U.S. military base in Kabul. 9 ISAF members, 10 civilian contractors, and several Afghans were injured in the Friday morning attack. General David Petraeus is defending the use of unmanned drones in Afghanistan and Pakistan. At a forum hosted by the American Veterans Center, General Petraeus was asked if he supported a moratorium on drone strikes due to an increase in civilian deaths.
I would challenge very much one of the points in your question, and that is that civilian casualties have increased. We recognize that you cannot achieve progress in counterinsurgency operations where you are trying above all to gain the support of the decisive terrain, which is the human terrain, by the way, if you are killing innocent civilians in the course of your operations.
General Petraeus said in the past 4 to 6 months there have been very few civilian deaths due to unmanned drones. And President Barack Obama began a trip to Asia Friday, but he first made a special visit to service members stationed on the northern frontier. Army Sergeant John Mann has more.
President Obama landed in Japan Friday on his first visit to Asia during his presidency. But before he began his 9-day tour of Asia, the Commander-in-Chief made an important stop at Elmendorf Air Base in Alaska Thursday to visit the service members and their families stationed there.
I want you guys to understand I will never hesitate to use force to protect the American people or our vital interests. But I also make you this promise. I will not risk your lives unless it is necessary to America's vital interests. And if it is necessary, the United States of America will have your back. We'll give you the strategy and the clear mission you deserve. We'll give you the equipment and support that you need to get the job done, and that includes public support back home. That is a promise that I make to you.
The president flew on to Tokyo, Japan, and spoke at a news conference where he praised the upcoming 50th anniversary of the U.S.-Japan Mutual Defense Agreement and the close ties resulting from the long alliance.
That anniversary, as Prime Minister Hatsuyama pointed out, represents an important opportunity to step back and reflect on what we've achieved, celebrate our friendship, but also find ways to renew this alliance and refresh it for the 21st century.
While in Tokyo, President Obama will meet with Japanese Prime Minister Haruyama to discuss issues ranging from economics, nuclear weapons, energy issues, and climate change. President Obama's trip will last 9 days and will include stops in Singapore, China, and South Korea. Reporting from the Pentagon, I'm Army Sergeant John Mann.
The so-called mastermind of the September 11th attacks and 4 other Guantanamo Bay detainees will be sent to New York City to face charges in a civilian court. Attorney General Eric Holder made the announcement Friday morning.
These were extraordinary crimes, and so we will seek maximum penalties. Federal rules allow us to seek the death penalty for capital offenses, and while we will review the evidence and circumstances following established protocols, I fully expect to direct prosecutors to seek the death penalty against each of the alleged 9/11 conspirators.
The Attorney General also announced the alleged attacker of the USS Cole and 4 others will be tried by military commission. National Guardsmen in several states along the eastern seaboard are on standby to provide emergency relief in the wake of Ida. The storm has caused relentless rain and flooding in many states, including New Jersey, Virginia, and Delaware, where Guardsmen were placed on active duty. In New Jersey, the National Guard is providing personnel and trucks to support civilian authorities with evacuations. Coming up ahead on Around the Services, overdraft fees. There are new rules for consumers, what you need to know. But first, back home. Air Commandos return from a desert operation. We'll take you to the homecoming. Stick around, Sergeant Ted McDonald is back with more.